All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody, to the Daily Joe podcast, episode number 3. Tres. Yeah, man, it's that word is going to come into play today on this podcast. We're going to honor Dusty Hill, who passed away, I believe, yesterday or day before. I think it was yesterday. Anyway, we're going to pull that up and talk about that and a few other things. First, let's get the intro out of the way. Roll that music. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. Again. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Joe podcast, episode number 3. It is hot. It's a Thursday. It's the, 29th? Yeah, the 29th, man. Today is my Friday. Thank God. Oh, man. It's hot here. It is freaking hot. I think it's hot everywhere. And on the East Coast especially. And so my wife called the AC company, and they're coming out Monday because it's in this room right now. It's freaking hot, man. It's you can hear the fan, the ceiling fan in the background. So I apologize. I got it on high, man. It's it's blazing hot. You know, it's not that hot. It's just uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot cooler than it is out in here than it is outside. But you know, hey, Bozique, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for catching this live show. Anyway. Speaking of live, I wanted to say to the people who took the time to tune in on Tuesday, that was a train wreck. So I found out the glitches that needed to be addressed, and first of all, my laptop, when I get on the internet, my router has 2 channels, and it was on the wrong channel. So it was on the lower bandwidth side, and plus I needed to reboot this stuff, so that's why the video was glitching and all that stuff, and it was a train wreck. So I put that episode number 2 this past Tuesday, marked it as unlisted, because nobody wants to watch a video where it's glitchy, and I don't, you know, so I can't stand that. Bozique, what's he say here? I think he said, I'm at work. The boss ain't here, so I'm watching this instead. Don't get in no trouble. Don't get in no trouble, please, man. Please don't get. Oh, man. Thank you, Bozique. Thanks, man. Don't get in no trouble, man. Hold on now. Quentin James. Hey there, youngster. How you doing, Mr. James? Nice to see you, sir, or to see you in here. Thank you for taking the time to be in here. Bozique, what else is he saying? Go full-on Fred Flintstone style and wear a block of ice on your head. If the AC ain't working, it's working. I think they need to do some work to the ductwork under the house. I think that's what's going on. Because the vent right here, I can put my hand on the floor vent, and it's just barely doing anything. And so, yeah, I think, anyway. You know, they charge you $90 to come out, just to come out and look, you know, to check things over. And I think we've had it, 3 years now, so it's got a 10-year warranty. And so it's turned into AC talk. And so the first year they would come out, it was free, but now it's $89 to be exact, just to come out and look at it. And I was like, damn, you got to do what you got to do, though. Let's see. Pooh Ninja is in the house. Hey, man, I haven't seen you in quite some time. Lord Vader himself is in the house. You stupid fool. What the hell's the Emperor doing in here? I thought it was Lord Vader. Well, that's your boss, right, Pooh? Anyway. Arrival fee, Quentin, you are correct. Yes. Yeah, man. They Pooh, you were working. Okay. Hey, man. Easy with that lightsaber. May the force be with you, right? Yeah, so hopefully they're going to come out and get stuff straightened out. I hope it doesn't hurt the pocketbook too bad. We got Jamal. Jamal, yeah. Jamal, how are you, man? Haven't seen you in a long time either. Thank you for being here. Thank you for popping in. If I'm correct, I remember this past Thanksgiving, I did a stream on the way home from work, and it was like I was getting off work. I was the only one, seemed like, that worked Thanksgiving Eve, and then I got off really early Thanksgiving morning, like 5:30, 5 o'clock. And so I started a live stream coming home, and Jamal was popped in. He goes, I'm getting ready for work. I said, on Thanksgiving morning? Thanksgiving Day? He's like, yeah, the airport never closes. I was like, oh, you work at the airport? And I was like, wow, that's cool. I have a cousin that used to work there long time ago at a airport. Not, of course, not the one you work at, but of course he screwed it up. He cared more about drinking and partying, and he threw that job away. He made good money, man, and he threw it away. Half Ace, what is happening, my man? Good afternoon, tutors. Yeah. There you go, Half Ace. That's you, man, right there, right? And the shirt. Shit. What you talking about, man? I can never get in the right center of the frame here. Everything's reverse. Sorry. But you get what I'm saying, right? Jamal, he says he's driving home. Oh, so your shift is over. Okay. Well, be careful going home, man. Thank you for being here. We're streaming this on Facebook as well, so if somebody is commenting in Facebook or on Facebook on this stream and I don't see it, I'm not ignoring you, because I've had some issues trying to link this up with my Facebook page, and at one time it worked, and it said, okay, you're all set, and now it's saying it's not linking up with it, so I don't know, man. So if you're commenting on Facebook and I don't answer, it's not because I'm being rude, it's because it's not coming up on here. So Half A says, I dig it, man. I dig it. Cool. Bo Zeke says, damn. Got a kiss tattoo. That's dedication. Yeah, I've always loved Ace's his makeup. I always thought it was so cool, So I was like, I think I got this tattoo like 5 years ago or something. It's been a while. It took 8 hours, and it's kind of lost its luster a little. I need to get it touched up, but when the girl done it, it was amazing. It was so detailed, it looked so realistic, and that tattoo took 8 hours sitting in a chair. I ain't gonna lie to you, my damn arm was sore as hell, man. I kept asking that girl, I was like, are we done? Are we about done? She's like, quit being a bitch. So that's like, but it was cool, man. I like it. It's really cool. Yeah, so anyway, ZZ Top. Like I said, this is episode number 3, Tres, which is a tip of the hat to Tres Hombres, right? Dusty Hill passed away, like I said, and let me pull this up. I know everybody already knows this, but I couldn't say anything until the day of the show. So let's see if we pull up this article here. Let's see. And let's see if we can make it a full view if we can. There we go. All righty. I'm still learning with this stuff, folks. All right. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Mr. Hill. As a legendary Texas musician, singer, and songwriter, Dusty Hill of the world-famous trio ZZ Top died in his home in Houston Texas Wednesday. Okay, so it was yesterday. Just days after leaving the road over a hip issue, Dusty Hill was 72 years old. Wow, I knew ZZ Top been around for a long time, man. And it just goes on to say that he was the bassist and secondary singer of the self-proclaimed little band from Texas for the last 50 years. And probably equally known for his blues licks as much as his chest-length beard. So, rest in peace, Dusty Hill. He was a phenomenal singer, too, man. And I always loved how him and Billy Gibbons would trade off vocals. You know, I always thought that was really awesome. Really cool. I've seen them in concert, believe it or not. Man, what was that? That was like in was it like in 89? It was like 89 or 90. I seen ZZ Top in concert. I was still living in Charlotte at the time. And I could not tell you who opened up for them. It's been so long ago, but it was great. It was a great show. They had some cool effects. I remember they had like this kind of these two little platform kind of deals, like you know how you see at the airport or something, you get on these things and they just move. You don't have to walk. They just kind of take you around. Those flat platform, I don't know what you call them, but they had those on stage. Each one had its own little moving section, and they were both walking, but they weren't actually going nowhere. They was facing each other, and they was walking. Billy Gibbons and Frank Beard, and they was playing. And I was like, that is so cool. They could do so much without actually moving around a lot. They would just kind of have their little moves they did. They weren't real acrobatic or nothing, but it worked. Their act worked, man. It was phenomenal, you know. And Billy Gibbons known for just kind of doing really simple blues-based stuff, but he's really tasteful, really tasteful guitar player. And so it's a sad day in the world of rock and classic rock. Dusty Hill passing away. And, you know, sad, man. That was sad news. My wife told me about that yesterday. I was sitting on the couch. She goes, yeah, the bass player from ZZ Top passed away. I was like, what? Ralph the German Butcher. Hey, man. The other half of the Joe and Ralph show. What's going on, man? Thank you for popping in and saying hello, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. So in honor of Dusty Hill and ZZ Top, I thought we would do a couple of songs by them, and you know, their music will live on forever. I mean, whenever I would get in the car and go somewhere, have it on a classic rock station, is 8 out of 10 times you're going to hear a ZZ Top song within that hour. You know, it's sad. It's sad. Let me hit a couple of comments before we move on. Let's see. Bo Zeke has a comment. Bo Zeke's at work too, man. Thank y'all for tuning in while you're working. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that. These guys were all like in their 60s and 70s, but then as they are all start dying, it really hurt. It hits you. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this, man, and the font is really small. So yeah, I apologize for the delayed reading here. Yeah, it is hard. It's unbelievable. But then again, at the end of the day, man, everybody's human, right? Everybody's human. So yeah, it's sad. I mean, I can still remember when I was like 7 years old and Elvis dying. I remember that. I remember seeing it on the TV. We were up in the kitchen at my mom and dad's house, and we were getting ready to sit down to eat, and the guy on the TV's like, you know, rock star Elvis Presley dies was like, what? I ran downstairs and stood in front of the TV. And back then, TVs were like a piece of furniture, you know. Anyway, that was a huge shock. But, you know, yeah, all these rockers, man, are dying off. It's like, who's going to take over this era of rock? I mean, you know, I see a bunch of young kids. Well, I don't see a bunch of, you know, I see a few groups of young kids that are carrying the torch, you know, so to speak, which is cool. But I think that's a cool way to honor it. But that's why I love classic rock, man, because it's just it's a staple of my youth, you know. Anyway, let's see if we can share this. We're going to do some ZZ Top today. If y'all will please allow me to do that. Let's see if we can share a screen here. Go through these quick steps. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, let's do this one. So here we go. This is Joe and Ralph Jams number 8. So we're paying tribute to ZZ Top a little bit today on the podcast. Here we go. That's right, Dave. The podcast welcomes Hoodies Jack, Randy. go. All righty. A little tribute to Dusty Hill right there. And if we're still glitchy, man, I apologize. I was just like, notice I have this thing that comes up on my screen that shows shows your Wi-Fi signal, and it was like nothing. Then it comes up, and I'm like, what is that all about? So anyway, if it's doing that, I apologize. And let's see. Bo Zeke makes a comment. Let me see here, Bo Zeke. Let's get to your comment, sir. Eddie Van Halen, Eddie Money, Prince, David Bowie, Neil Peart, Kenny Rogers, Glenn Fry, and now Dusty. And that's just a few in the last few years. Great musicians we grew up listening to have all passed. I know, it's sad, man. It's sad. It sure is. Yes, it does. It does. It does suck, man. It's tragic. And, you think about stars, celebrities, you think that they'll live forever sometimes, And, but sadly, that's not the case, is it? Yeah. Tell you what, man. So let's see if we can do one more. We can honor Dusty Hill and ZZ Top. Hopefully this will work, and we don't have too many technical issues, because I've done everything I could do on my end to make sure everything is proper. So this was from actually my birthday jam that this past May 3rd. So let's see what we got here. Honoring ZZ Top again here. So here we go.
Rumors spreading round that Texas town, but the sack outside again. You know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to the whole mile. Range, they got a lot of nice girls up.
Again, we're paying tribute to ZZ Top today on this podcast. Rest in peace, Dusty Hill. What you're watching is a past live stream from my birthday, May 3rd. man. Lots of fun. Yeah, that was from past live stream this past May 3rd. And we're taking a little bit of the time on this podcast to pay tribute and honor Dusty Hill of ZZ Top, who passed away yesterday. Rest in peace. Classic rock has lost another legend, and another band has now stopped. But their legacy, man, like I said, it'll live on forever, you know. Those songs, man, they're great. I love those songs. Ed B is in the house. Hey, Ed, how are you, man? Thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate that. Rhodey's got a comment. Let's see what he's got to say here. ZZ Top, 50 plus years. Same three guys, same three chords. Rev Billy G. Yes. Oh, man, yeah. That's what I say. I think in a lot of music, simplicity is key. You know, AC/DC is another example. I mean, it's just, it's the way it goes, you know. It's, it just sounds better, you know. That's why I can't really listen to, and this is no disrespect whatsoever. It is not. For, let's just say a virtuoso, I won't give any names, and they're just going, I mean, just, you know, and it's like, what the hell? And I can't get into that, because to me, that's not melodic. Just my 2 cents, you know. Ed B chimes in with another comment. He goes, oh man, that is terrible news. I just heard it now for the first time from you. Really? Well, man, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I figured pretty much everybody knew. He passed yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. It was, yeah, it's very sad. Very sad. Let's see. Ralph, the German Butcher. He says, I'm still here, man. Got my earbud in. That sounded killer. Well, thank you, man. Thank you very much, Ralph. Thank you for your kind words. Rhodey. Yeah. Hey, Ralph. All right, let's see. Ed B chimes in with another comment. Yeah, y'all keep commenting and keep the show going. Thank you so much for participating. Ed B says, and is that Jordison? And Joey Jordison from Slipknot passed away a few days ago as well. Oh, man, at the age of 45? Is that right? 46. And it's a bad week for music. Man, it's been a bad year and a half or longer than that. Longer than that. But yeah, I did see that about the Slipknot. I wasn't sure who he was with, but I remember seeing a picture of a gentleman and it said he had passed, and I was like, man, he's in his mid-40s. That's young, man. You know, it's young. Bozique with another, let's see, that's always a good question. Which band goes on after a death in the band? The Who went without Keith Moon and John Elwhistle, and AC/DC went with, yeah, that's right, with Malcolm's nephew. I wonder if ZZ Top goes on. To me, I don't know. That's a great question. To me, I don't know, because it was a trio, but maybe if they had 4 or 5 members, maybe. I don't know. He was such a key part of that group. And like Michael Anthony's background vocals with Van Halen, I mean, when those were gone, you could tell. I mean, Eddie and his son did phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but with Mikey being out of there, man, that was a huge difference, in my opinion, my personal opinion. Ed B says, I don't keep much track of news. I don't either, man. I don't. I really, like I said, the way I found out was from my wife. She I was sitting on the couch yesterday, and she come up with her smartphone. She goes, "You know, the bass player from ZZ Top died today." I was like, "What?" But to be honest with you, I was thinking when Ralph and I covered that, "Give Me All Your Lovin'," when we covered that, I thought to myself, I would like to cover a ZZ Top song, and because they've been around for a long time. And I said, how much longer are they going to be around? And that's not nothing negative. It's just a true fact. I mean, hell, I thought Prince would be here for a lot longer than what than he did. And he passed, but apparently that was from an overdose. But wow, man, nobody's invincible. But let's see. Bozique chimes in here. He says, Ed, I'm not a huge Slipknot fan, but that one shook me because I'm 46. You see there, man, it puts it in perspective. It does for me as well. When you see musicians or anybody really, they don't have to be a celebrity, and they pass, and it's like, what the hell is going on? Man, it's scary, man. It's scary. Yeah, he was the drummer from Slipknot, correct. Ed B, he responds. He says, I'm not a Slipknot fan either, but Joey was a great musician and producer of other things as well. Very sad days. Yeah, man. Ed says that he's always loved ZZ Top. I don't think there's many people that dislike ZZ Top. Can y'all recall the first song you heard from ZZ Top? I remember what mine was. I remember the first song I heard from them. It was I was a teenager, and it was Legs. It was on MTV. Yeah, when that video came out. Yeah, and I thought it was great. I always liked that cool ass car. Every time I see a car that's just like that or very similar to that car, I'd always say it's ZZ Top. And I always see that. I don't even know what kind of. I'm not a car person. I don't know what kind of car that was, but it was sharp. It was a sharp. Okay, we got people chiming in. I asked, what was the first song you heard from ZZ Top? Do you recall that? Mine was Legs. I saw it on MTV all those years ago. And Randy, a.k.a. Rhodey, says, I'm just a few months younger than Dusty. Yeah, see what I mean? Man. The first song you heard from ZZ Top, Bozique says, Legs. Yep, same here, man. Rhodey, the first song he heard, LaGrange. Yeah, I heard that later. It's kind of, that's the way it was with me with a lot of music. It was like that with Van Halen. When I really, the first thing I heard from Van Halen was off of Fair Warning, the intro to Mean Street. I didn't know what the hell that was, but the first commercial thing I heard, like on jukeboxes and radio, was songs from 5150, which that was in 86. And then I went back and got the earlier albums. But Ralph, the German Butcher, chimes in with the first song that he heard from ZZ Top was Rough Boy. I always loved that song. That was like the only kind of ballad they ever done, I think. He says, or maybe Legs. I'm not completely sure. Yeah, my memory's kind of foggy on a lot of stuff, but I remember hearing Legs. That riff was so cool. And that's what was the genius of Billy Gibbons. He had such cool licks, man, that they said a lot, but they were simple. But if you have a little bit of coordination with your right hand, you can pull it off. It's not something, well, you got to do this sweep arpeggio run here and then go up here and play 100 mile an hour. It's nothing like that. He didn't do that. But yeah, I remember, thanks to YouTube, I was able to pull it up online how to play that riff. I haven't done it in a while, but it wouldn't take long to figure it out. But that was, of course, I bought the backing track for Legs, and it was really cool. It was fun. I was like, damn, I've always loved this riff. And so it's just in E. It's really, really simple. Pardon me. Always loved that music. Always loved it, man. It's just, I mean, if you don't like that stuff, that's fine. But I don't see why somebody would dislike it. Metalhead Hippie is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, Metalhead Hippie. Metalhead Hippie, you are now the owner of a brand new 63 Volkswagen Beetle. You got to get on another slingshot ride, man. Ride it 10 times in a row to be eligible for the 62 Beetle, whatever the hell I said. I don't even remember. Beetle. I bet kids nowadays go, Beetle? What the hell's he talking about? He says, I'll take it. I'll take it. Son of a bitch. Easy, take it easy. But yeah, Volkswagens, my God. I had a neighbor that lived across the street that I practically grew up with, this young lady. Well, we're both the same age, and went to school together and all that stuff, and her father had bought an old rundown Volkswagen. It was, had it primed and all that stuff. And I remember when he brought it in this driveway, and I was like, what the hell? It looked like a piece of what. And he worked on that thing on his spare time. It seemed like for probably a year. And when he got done with that thing, it was sharp. It was black, and he put blue flames on the front. Man, it was sharp. Ralph, do you remember that? You remember Erica's Volkswagen that her dad built her? I'm sure you remember that. And it had the blue flames on the front of the hood going up. That was on for a while, and then he, I guess, had them removed, or he painted over it or something, and it was just all solid black, but it had the cool chrome rims, and it was kind of jacked a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. So yeah, it was just, hey, Mr. Pruitt, how are you? He says, what's up, peeps? Mr. Pruitt, how are you? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. How are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Bumbleus is in the house as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Bumbleus. It's Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Hey. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you so much. So, yeah, that Volkswagen was badass back then. I forgot Ralph's at work. He's like, dude, I can't respond right away, you idiot. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Ralph says, I do remember that Volkswagen. It had 60s type flames on it. Yeah. It was sharp, man. And because we would take turns. Sometimes I would drive her to school in high school, and then other times she would drive me, and I was like, man, this damn car is pretty damn cool to be a Volkswagen, It was cool, man. I was like, that's awesome that her dad did that for her, and I know he put a lot of money in it. Carrie, hey, man, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pruitt, now to the stage. Mr. Pruitt, please come to the stage. Be prepared to perform. Are you going to play something, man? What song are you going to play? That's cool. Hang on, I'll send you a link, and I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, man. Speaking of performing, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I'll put the last half of this podcast to this. So, Ed B, thanks, man. I understand people are probably at work and everything. You like that, Gary? That's awesome, man. Cool. Ed B says he's got to run. Sorry, guys. And thank you, Ed. Peace be with you, man. God bless you. Van Halen forever. Thank you. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Performing. Okay. Now, what I'm about to talk about is just my personal opinion and my personal experience. Okay. It doesn't mean that this place is a fraud or anything like that. But I've seen other videos about this subject matter, and people seem to have the same feeling as I do, or the same opinion. We share the same opinion. And I'm going to share a screen. I want to see if y'all have ever heard of this online establishment, this online company. Okay, let me share this real quick. And let's see here. Share screen. We got to do this. Okay, right here. Now, you tell me if you've ever heard of this. Let me make sure that we are sharing. Yes, we are. Okay. This website is called Taxi, and it's they claim to be the world's largest independent A&R company. Major and indie record labels, film and TV, music supervisors, top music publishers, blah, 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 blah. And they have all these testimonials on here of these people that, I've had more than 3,000 TV placements and relationships through Taxi. Well, that may be true. But I notice for myself, my experience, now this was quite some time back. I have to be fair. But my experience was I would write a lot of original songs, and I came across this place, and I said, oh, I'll submit my music to them. Well, just like anything else, man, there's a catch to everything, okay? So I strongly advise that you use caution, and if you do something like this, that is at your own risk, I would say. Anyway, so to make a long story short, what this place does, you submit music, they review it, and then they decide if it goes on to the next level, okay? So when I saw this, of course, I was like, oh, man, I've always wanted to have music on like TV or radio or something like that. And I barely dabbled in that. Not really enough to be fully legit, but I barely dabbled in that years and years ago. But nothing ever came of it. So it was kind of like, okay, well, So I submitted music to this place, Taxi. And you have to pay all this money to even start jumping through hoops, right? And it's really wild because it seems like the people that have these success stories, they're already successful to begin with. They have all this fancy equipment. They have this and that. And it's like, well, shit, they're already established. And I just didn't. I'm like, what about for the working man? Does a working man have a chance in hell? I didn't, and I believe it's because, I understand, any place that has any kind of reputation is not just going to hire anybody. Like a professional sports team isn't going to just hire somebody off the street that claims to be an athlete. It's just not going to work. But this place, man, you paid quite a bit of money, and for every song you submitted, you had to say you got to sign up and all that. And I'm not doing that. I didn't had my rounds and rounds with this, and my music back then, to be honest, wasn't on a highly professionally produced level. So I can see, if they said nah thanks but no thanks, and that was pretty much all I got. And every time you submitted a song or an instrumental or whatever, that cost you money too. So you had to pay to be, I guess, a member, and it was like, man, it was a lot of money. For I don't know if it was 6 months or a year, I can't remember. And it might be different now because I haven't looked into it. But then, so when you submitted a song, that cost money. And then one of their reviewers would go over it and they would email you back. And every time it was, hey, that sounds great, but this isn't quite what we're looking for. Well, okay. So, and for all I know, it could be somebody sitting in their house on a laptop back then. We know there's a lot of that going on now because of COVID, but every time I got shot down, it's okay, but it's just not quite what we're looking for. And that was always what I ran into. Rody, what are you saying? Too many money grabs out there. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of sites like this. This is just one, and it's and there was other sites that I went on. One was I think called Gorilla. And submit your music here for TV and movie placement. And man, I was so gullible. I thought, oh wow, it's that easy? Yeah, just pay $10 with send us $10 with your submission, and we'll get back to you. And that I fell for that crap too. And I spent a lot of money on a bunch of BS. So I finally, after about a year of that stuff, I finally said, you know what? No more, man. No more. I have to, it's just a racket, I feel. I feel it's just a racket. Bozique says, I've never heard of them, so I can't comment. Then again, I'm just a hobby play-at-home guitarist. Never tried to record or sell music. Yeah. I totally understand that, man, Bozique. There was a time where I really was trying to write a bunch of originals. And, like I said, to be fair, I just had a regular old, like a digital multi-track recorder back then, which at the time I thought it sounded really good. But then, as you keep working on your craft, things improve over time. Now, whether the progression is fast or slow, that's... it depends on the individual, but that's another one. Michael, is that Michael Lapinese? Let me highlight that. That is great. They give me offers all the time on Reverb Nation. Okay, I tried Reverb Nation. That was the first big site I went to, and I still have stuff on there. I just haven't been active. On Reverb Nation in quite some time. I feel for that stuff too. They had, submit your music to the, it's like a lot of people were doing it, and I even did it through Reverb Nation. Nothing. Bumbler says, sounds like those Be A Artist back in the day. Oh yeah, and send in your artwork, your drawings. Yeah, draw this and send it in. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking at. Oh, have you done that, Michael? Michael Lapinese, have you submitted to Reverb? I tried that, and like I said, no dice. Oh yeah, Reverb Nation is a great platform, especially if you've never uploaded stuff, your original content, or even covers or whatever. Reverb Nation's great for that. I just haven't been on there in a while. It's been a long time. Yeah, $9.99. Yeah, they. Yeah. Oh yeah, you think you had a free one, but did you hear anything back from it? Did anything come from that? I am not paying, he says. Yeah, smart move, yeah, because I did that with some of that stuff with Reverb, and I feel it's just a racket, and the joke's on me because I fell for it, and I think I've heard of them too. Metalhead P says Bandcamp. I want to say I tried that too. I can't remember. Michael, what now? You made 68 cents. Oh wow, man. Yeah, I think they put that stuff out there because they know the people like us, the average musician, that works for a living and but is not a professional musician. They put that stuff out there. They know they can make quick money. They can make quick money. I said, did you make anything? He said, yeah, 68 cents. Well, hey, you did. Now, what I started to do after some time passed, that is good, Michael. That's awesome. I love somebody that has a sense of humor. That's great. So anyway, that's the taxi story. Again, that's just my opinion. And you notice it shows these people on the front, they're all glamorous and, they're good-looking people. You don't see like your average person, you just don't see that. But hey, it's all about image nowadays. It's not even about talent, I don't think. It's just, hey, if you look good, we can make some money off of you. That's what I feel. So I went from Taxi and Reverb Nation and trying to submit to these places. I went from that, and I found I said, I'm just going to sell my music myself. I said, I've spent all this money going through other people and trying to get their, critique my stuff and to see if it's good enough for what needs to go to the next level. And you never could get to that. I could never get to that next level. But so I found a site where I could upload my music, and I used them as a distributor. It's kind of like, it's not CD Baby, it's the other one, and I'm drawing a blank right now. I used them. I put some music out there, had it on Amazon and all that stuff. Of course, everybody else at the time was doing that, and you can still do that today. I did. Back then I was a songwriting machine, man. I had more time back then. I put out 3 albums with Jim Guidry. I met Jim and we started collaborating on stuff, and we were just knocking stuff out left and right. He would send me a drum track, and I would build up the song from there. And then over some years, we had 3 albums worth of material that I was putting out myself. And I can say this, I made more money doing that than I ever did trying to go through somebody else and paying them $10 for every song and all that, But I didn't make a lot of money, but I think I made, and now with YouTube royalties and stuff like that, I made some decent pocket money. It wasn't nothing to jump up and down about, but I was like, hell yeah, off my music. I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome, because that's something that I've always wanted to do, Let's see. I'm missing some comments here, man. Let's see. Bozique, I wonder if the people in these ads are legit or just actors. That's a great point. Or maybe people who already made some money on their own and were paid for their ads. It could be, Bozique. That's a great point. I don't know, but man. Michael, at least I wanted to make my $10 back. Yeah, hey. Money's money. It's hard enough to make, It is for me. If it makes me feel like drinking beer, it's good music. Or makes me wiggle. Yeah. It makes you move, right? Bumbleless, what's this now? Yeah, I know a lot of people have figured that system out about putting out their own stuff. Lil Nas X put something of Town Road on TikTok and promoted himself forever until they took it off. TikTok took it off, I guess that's what you're saying. Yeah, that's the thing now. A lot of people, I'm assuming, are able to figure out this whole TikTok and all these other platforms where they make all this money. Well, YouTube, that's one that it's really tough to make money on YouTube. For the average person, it's in my opinion, it's never going to happen. But who knows? Oh, there we go. A great question. It jumped on me. Let's see. What are my thoughts on Distrokid? All right. Right now, I use Distrokid as of this current time. I do, because I found out that they provide the same service that my other distributor was doing, but for like half the price. So I left, and what was the name of the other distributor? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. And anyway, I left them and came to Distrokid, and it was the same exact service. And I was like, man. So I think now, Carrie, I really think that nobody buys music anymore. I haven't put nothing out to, I mean, it hasn't been that long ago since I put something out to Distrokid for my stuff. But, and if you want to look at, or listen, I should say, to any of my material, just go to whatever platform you go to for music or streaming and just type in the Joe Wentz Project and it'll come up. And there's some stuff out there that I wish I could take down, but it's some older stuff. The production isn't that great, but you have to understand that was back in like 2013 or something. It was I don't know. I'm not sure on the year. It was quite a while back. But Distrokid, I think, for me, if you want to go that route, I think it's great. I really do. I think it's user friendly. I think it's affordable, and they do what they say. They put your music out there to all the platforms that they say they're going to do. So yeah, I think it's I think it works. You know. What? Rhodey, what's going on? My wife just boarded her flight, gone for 11 days. Party at my house. Oh. Everybody go to Rhodey's house. He's going to have the beer, liquor, and all the good food. Wings. You have wings? Wings. Oh my goodness. I hope she's not listening to this show. You're going to get a phone call. Yeah, if she has YouTube and she's listening to this, oh man. Let's see. Carrie says he's going to give it a shot. Oh, you talking about Distrokid? Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, you know, if you can, there's a couple of things that I will tell you that you need to understand how to do, like for your album artwork. You know, make sure your album artwork is catchy, it looks good. It's kind of like when you do a thumbnail for YouTube. You know, I'm just now starting to get where I'm trying to elevate my thumbnail image level. You know, so it's kind of catchy. You know, you don't want just some generic thumbnail. You don't want that with your album artwork either for your music. You want it to be something that stands out, something that's, because that's the first visual somebody's going to see that represents you as a musician or a YouTuber or whatever. It's always that first visual, which was, you know, like thumbnails for YouTube or your album artwork. So for a while, I would pay this person on Fiverr to create my album artwork, and it was like, what was it he charged? It depended. He cut me a deal because I was using him a lot years back. So that would save me the time, and plus it looked really professional. And then there's some that I created myself, and I'll go back and look at it now. I'm like, oh, that's generic, you know. But I didn't know at the time. I didn't know. Rhodey says, yeah, we got wings. We got wings. Barbecue and buffalo. Ranch cost extra. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Let's see. Ralph the German Butcher. He says, awesome, Rody. You already have a drum set, don't you? Okay. Yeah, party at Rody's house, man. Let's see. But Carrie, yeah, man, it's just little things like that, what I've always called attention to detail, but it's really attention to the little details, in my personal opinion. So when you upload your album artwork, the dimensions that they're going to require is 3,000 by 3,000. So you got to, understand how to do that. Go to some kind of image resizer site or something. You have to look around for one that don't cost you anything. Stuff like that. There's apps that you can use. I don't know if it'll get to 3,000 by 3,000, but an app that I use all the time on my phone to help create my thumbnails is an app called Canva, Canva. And I think it's $5.99 a month, and it's worth every penny. Like I said, if you start applying attention to those little things, you'd be surprised how it works really well. So I was just, it was a lot of stepping stones for me, because I didn't have nobody to say, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you don't need to do. I had to learn on my own. Bumbless, what's that now? He says, Joe, how come you're not on Fiverr doing solos? The same reason why my YouTube channel is, I'm not at that level, Bumbless, to be able to do that. There's too many people out there that, I just can't I'm not that on that level, man. But I tried doing something like that one time, and it didn't work. Not the solo thing. I had another idea I was trying, and I didn't get any bites on it, and so I took it off and all that. But to get into something like that, man, you have to, you just have to really know your stuff, and be good at it. And, you have to make sure that the customer's satisfied, because people look at reviews for everything nowadays. And if the reviews aren't that great, I'll be the first to say, when I'm wanting to buy something, the first thing I look at is reviews, whether it be on Fiverr or Amazon or Walmart. I go to the reviews, man. I needed a printer not long ago, and we haven't had a printer in forever. And I looked on Amazon, and the printers that they had, man, they were high. I was like, for a printer? I just need a printer. I don't need nothing that, launches a space shuttle or something. It had all these bells and whistles, and it was like $225. I said, man, what? I just need a printer. So I left there and went to Walmart, and I found one, and it was $100. And I looked at the reviews, and the reviews were all good. And this is how out of touch I am with a lot of stuff when it comes to that. I can actually type up a document on Word on my phone, because I tried it, and transfer it wirelessly. I'm so amazed with that, to the printer, and it prints it out, from my phone. There's no cables or nothing. I was like, that is incredible. So what I did as a joke, and Chad, if you're watching, you know what I did. Kool-Aid. That's his nickname. Kool-Aid, the trucker. Anyway, so I typed up a official document on my phone, and I put that I put Dear Chad, and I put your kids miss you. When are you going to come home, and all this other stuff, like it was from some lady, and it was all official and everything. And I folded it up nice and neat, and put it in an envelope, and I just put his initials on the front, just kind of scribbled it. I didn't want him to notice my handwriting, and I put it under his windshield wiper at work. He got that thing when he got off work, man, and he sent me a picture of it. He said, crazy son of a bitch. It was all in fun, man. I said, I figured you'd get a kick out of that, man. Just messing with his head, you know. He was like, he told me, he said when he looked, he said, I didn't know. Well, I was like, what the hell is this, man? I don't know nobody. Oh, man. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for the compliment on the shirt. But anyway, so yeah, be careful, man, where you put your money online as far as promotions or wanting to put your stuff out there. I'm just, you know, take it from me, and not that I'm somebody to listen to, but just use caution, man. Use caution. Don't do that stuff, man. You know, I've always heard that it's not what you know, it's who you know. And when it comes to stuff like that, I don't know anybody. The only thing I know is work, work, work. Get in that 18-wheeler and drive all through the night. So there you go. Anyway, that is this podcast. Number 3 is in the books. We keep these at an hour long. I want to thank everybody for jumping in here. Thank you so much for taking the time to comment and to watch. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe, man, and hit that bell notification so every time I upload a video or go live, you'll be notified, and I can see you again, and we can continue all these different conversations. And you know, just have a good time. You know, life is short, like, as we already know. We talked about earlier in the podcast. A couple of last final words here before we leave, and then we're going to sign off because I have to get ready to go to work. Carrie Pruitt says, Joe, thank you so much for giving me some pointers. My lunch break is over, so I'm out. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Pruitt. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, everybody. And thank y'all for being such good sports and hanging in there with me for an hour. So I guess until next time, we'll see you on the flip side. This is Joe for the Daily Joe podcast. Thank you again. And I don't know if I'll be doing any podcasts next week. I'm not sure because I'm on vacation after today, and I got a lot to do. So if you don't see anything on here, don't fret. We'll be back. So until then, take care, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.
She came in and sat down right in front of me. She picked up a glass of wine as I took